Overwatch is still fun. That's right. You heard me. Overwatch is still fun. I have been playing Overwatch on console and PC since 2017, when Orisa was first released, so I'm not one of the OG beta players by any means. However, I have consistently played it since. I'm not saying Overwatch is flawless by any means. Honestly, it started off great. Diverse characters, all with different movesets and ultimates, but these days, a lot of the female characters look like they're all the same woman, just in different languages, and the men are just different flavors of quirky, which just gives off an I'm not like other video game protagonists kind of feel. Honestly, I don't care about the lore. It never really interested me, and the story, it's a good concept, but it's not out of the ordinary for Blizzard and most modern post-apocalyptic media. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled a whole "the game is actually in the Matrix" kind of thing. The lore is slow, plotting, and doesn't provide any major revelations other than, this is what this character does in their spare time. To be honest, no one cares. It's all set up and no payoff, and that might be why Michael Che, abdicated his position. A lot of people dropped off because of the community, which is a factor in any online game, but especially in Blizzard games. In my experience in WoW, now granted I haven't played WoW since I was a teenager, the community surrounding a lot of Blizzard games are particularly toxic because it's one of the oldest communities out there. The older someone is, the more entitled they are because they feel like they've earned it. And sometimes they have, but most of the time they're just annoying assholes. The Overwatch community does have a particular flavor of entitlement though, especially when it comes to characters that they like playing. And it can be any number of things, like for instance, the infamous Mercy rework that forced every Mercy main to actually play the game, and then the Symmetra rework that forced me to learn how to aim. Everyone takes nerfs super personally, and I gotta say, as a Junkrat main, and I have over 250 hours on Junkrat, that can really mess with all of your usual strategies, even if your strategy is just cause as much damage as possible in the shortest amount of time. I'm not a huge fan of competitive gaming in any capacity, and frankly, I think Blizzard throwing their weight behind esports is what caused Overwatch's undoing in the first place. It put the worst Overwatch's community had to offer directly in the limelight. We try to act like we're above it, but YouTube's gaming community has their own Logan Pauls and Trisha Paytases. In the end, some people just moved on. There's always something new out there. Despite all of this, I still thoroughly enjoy the game. Shocking, I know, but games are supposed to be fun, and it's still fun even if I lose. Well, let me rephrase that. It's fun even when I lose a good fight. Nobody likes a shutout, and I'm not going to pretend like there's a lesson to be learned from every loss. Sometimes you just suck. And honestly, Overwatch is still just fun for me. That's honestly the only thing I want from a video game. It's in this weird space where it's fun enough for casual players and engaging enough for the pros. However, this space can be extremely nebulous. Some pros move on. Some casual players just run out of time to play. That line constantly shifts, pushed and pulled by new releases or whatever's going on in the world. When Fortnite burst onto the scene, everyone thought it would finally be the nail in the coffin for Overwatch. And then, a couple months later, Apex Legends was supposed to be the final nail in the coffin for Overwatch. However, something always keeps people swarming back to this game. Whether it's a new cinematic, a new character, or a global health crisis, it remains to be seen whether or not this game will have the longevity that Team Fortress 2 enjoyed, but if there's anything Overwatch has going for it, it's consistency. The game follows consistent patterns for every match, excluding deathmatch, of course. You stay on the point, and you overpower the opposing team. Your only objective is to win. Simple and routine. And routine is something that mental health thrives on. Well, good mental health. So, despite all of its shortcomings, Overwatch is a comfort game. Some people don't even play Overwatch. They just want to watch people play it together. It's engaging enough to want to win, but it's also slow enough to hold a whole-ass conversation. This game is still made for playing while being YouTube-friendly. And there are lots of games like that, but more and more, games are not being designed with players in mind. They're designed with YouTube in mind. But that's another tangent I don't have time for. To sum things up, I still love Overwatch. And as long as I think it's fun, I'm going to keep playing it. What are your comfort games? let me know in the comments below. I'm not really used to these kinds of videos yet, so let me know if you like them, and go ahead and put any subjects you want me to tackle as well. Not just for video games, but for TV and anime too. Maybe even music. I'm not really a music head, but I can give it a shot. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you feel like it. Stay weird, and don't forget to donate to your local food pantry.